Okay, so my name is Rachel Richards. I am an Okay, I was muted. Sorry. All right. So my name is Rachel Richards. I'm a client Optavia health coach. So my co-host, make sure when you I had to make a few co-hosts this morning because our group is getting so big that I can't be clicking. Please don't mute me. So if you mute all, it'll mute me too. All right. So welcome everybody. We are so glad that you're here investing in yourself this morning. And I am just going to share from my experience how I am receiving element 3, how it's applying to my health journey. And then I would love this to be super interactive. Guys, you know that when you're on, yeah, it's great that there's a decent host, right? That's nice. But what's actually nicer
Does it taste good?
is when everybody is
Answer me, does it taste good?
I don't know. Does it taste good? Who's ever not on mute, please mute yourself. All right. So it's better when you guys share because it's those stories where you're like, okay, the host was great, but it was that lady's story that shared that was so much better, right? So that's what I'd like to have this morning is I'd like to have some shares. So I'm going to kind of give you that warning of nudging you a little bit. Remember that every time you come out of your comfort zone, you grow. And these are the mental push-ups that none of us have really wanted to do, but it's going to be the catalyst of the greatest changes in your life is when you're willing to do that. So, okay, let's get started. What's the big picture of element 3? For me, element 3 is about trust. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have trust issues. If you're willing to. I do. I have trust issues. So I will throw a 1 in the chat. What's interesting is that I need to develop self-trust in order to better trust other people. And this program slowly but surely is helping me to trust myself. And I never caught that, you guys. Like, I mean, yeah, I was more worried about the trust issues I had with other people. And I never really stopped and thought about, wait a second, do my values, right? We've talked about this before. Do my values match my behaviors? Usually they don't. And that's when I get the most frustrated is because I have an outcome that I want so bad. And then my behaviors are kind of either going against that or towards that. And so what's been really neat is I'm starting to keep promises to myself. And as I do that, I'm getting, I don't know, not arrogance, but I'm getting a confidence that is giving me the ability to trust other people as well. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like the more I'm working on myself, the less critical I am of other people, the less, I'm more focused on where am I breaking my own promises than who's hurting me, right? That's crazy because I'm going to tell you, I'm a blamer. Like I'll blame that. When I fall below the line, if something goes wrong, I am such a perfectionist that I'm like, who can I blame? And that is not good. That is part of the health reform that I am going under. People ask me all the time, "Oh, you're a health coach. You help people to eat better." I said, "Yeah, but first we got to help them to think better." You know? And that's really what's going on. This program has helped me to think better. And so let's unpack that today. One question I have for you is what is right now, I need you to kind of go with me for a second. What is your primary choice? So I want you to think about your highest and best choice for just this weekend as it pertains to your health. Some of you are going to say, I want to stay in fat burn this weekend. I don't want any bites, licks, or taste of anything that doesn't serve me. I would like to see some steady progress this week. So I want each of you to place in this circle with me what is your highest and best choice for just this weekend. And it doesn't have to pertain to nutrition, guys. You could also say, I want to have quality time with my kids and I want to be connected and I want to be present this weekend. I want to create a memory this weekend. I don't want to be multitasking all weekend and have everything just go by. Or I need to have some solid rest this weekend. I have been going hard all week and I need to have some planned restoration. I don't know what it is, but grab a primary choice with me and put it in your bubble. Okay. From there, what I'd like you to do is think with me. This is what Dr. A is getting us to do, is he's getting us to align our secondary choices with our primary choice. Okay. This is a concept that we teach our clients slowly, and it's known as structural tension. I also like to say choice architecture. I think it sounds cool. So you're slowly developing a skill that no one taught. Well, look, no one taught me this. If someone taught you, you're super blessed. But when I was growing up, nobody taught me choice architecture. Okay. So I didn't understand that when you make a primary choice, you need to slowly start having your secondary choices serve the primary choice. And when those secondary choices start flying in the face of what you want the most, that's when you feel the most upset. Because what's really happening at the core of it is you have violated your self-trust. When we can't keep those little promises to ourselves, we have a sneaky suspicion that everyone around us is not keeping promises too. And it just degrades relationships, starting with the one that is really important, and that's you and you. And so I really want to give you that. This program is going to help you honor that. Let's look at page 77 together, and then I'd like to have a little bit of interaction. So I'm giving you a little heads up there. Page 77, at the core of this element is giving you the means to build new healthy habits to support your new behaviors. Let's just stop right there. If your behaviors are uncomfortable because they're like, this is uncomfortable. I don't like eating within an hour of waking up. I'm not a morning eater. I'm not a breakfast eater. I don't like breakfast. And guys, you see that holding on to old behaviors that don't serve us are going to take us right back where we landed when we sent that DM to that coach and said, what the heck are you doing and how do I get some? So we're going to be like, bam, right back there. So sometimes we report that former self, you know what, this is going to be hard for me because I don't drink water. Understood, but your primary choice up here, I want health transformation, is going to require those secondary choices that live underneath it to start being uncomfortable. But if they're done in a micro fashion, they move the needle and they become normal. How many of you, like me, thought you were going to need willpower for this program? Like, I'll DM her when I have a lot of willpower and then I'll do it, right? Anybody put a 2 in the chat if you were like, I'm going to need some serious willpower to do this program. And then you open the books and Dr. A is like, you know what? How about you just put away the willpower because it never has worked for you anyway. And you're like, what do you mean? Well, your willpower needs to turn into skill power. And skill power becomes a habit, and a habit will run circles around willpower all day. So like, I don't need willpower to brush my teeth. You've heard me say that before because there's an installed habit. So the big idea here is Dr. A is saying, we're going to give you the means of building new habits to support your new behaviors and then create your desired outcome for your health. I highlighted this. Mine is in big highlight. It says, it is essential to remember the most important element in actually creating the sustainable transformation of your weight, your health, and your well-being is the development of your own ability to take ownership of your choices. Radical responsibility for our health. Whoa, right? We have to do it. No one's going to do our push-ups. But at the end of the day, I love this. The word development on page 77, underline that, because I'm going to tell you the thing that I've watched in 4.5 years. Yeah, I gave the program like 30 days and, I was kind of hangry or this or that. And so it's just not for me. And while I understand that, I think it was unrealistic to think that you were going to develop all these new healthy habits in 30 days when some of them have been going on for 34 years. And so we're just like, can you settle in for a minute, please? And just give it a chance, because we're going to have to take all these constituents of health, hydration, sleep, and energy management, healthy mind, healthy relationships, nutrition intervention, supplementation regimens. All of that is in the program, and it's going to take a minute to make it normal for you guys. So the capability comes from mastering the ability to create a series of small, sustainable changes in your daily choices that will over time create a long-term change. So here's what I want some interaction on. The backbone of your new story is going to be habits. The backbone of your old story is going to be what? What is the backbone of your old story, right? So the new story is going to be rooted in habits. But I'm very interested in what is the backbone of your old story. The old self, the old you that wasn't happy or comfortable in your own skin or with enough energy to do your day or to show up well. What was the backbone of your old story? Mine was all or nothing thinking. That's my old story. That's one of them. I'm on or off. I'm 100% committed or I'm not committed at all. That was not serving me at all. Okay. So let's go around, and I want you, because guys, if you can't identify this little gremlin, you can't smash it and get it out of your way and go, oh my goodness, that's the narrative that I have had running in the background. And that's why I haven't been successful. So I see Michelle Offerman's hand up. I see some stuff in the chat, which is beautiful, and I'll get to that. But Michelle, you want to share with us?
Yeah, well, when you first said that, I thought one of the things that I thought I could do was it wasn't, I could out exercise everything. I was a cardio junkie. I thought that I could be at the gym for hours and it was going to make me healthy. And now, I remember I fought that when I talked to you that, oh, I can't go to the gym. What? I fought it. But now I go because I want to, I enjoy it. Another thing is that I didn't have the confidence then to make those decisions. I didn't think I could. I thought that if I did, I was going to be really hurting something that I held close to my heart. And I learned that I now I have the confidence. These habits, you're exactly right. These habits are part of my life. I've almost been on program 3 years, and I just got off a health assessment talking and like, how do you do that? It's like, it's just a habit, just like brushing my teeth, right? So yeah, I thought I could outrun it. I thought I could out exercise this, and that is not true. And that was not healthy. Healthy for me, if I do movement now, is going for a walk out where I live. It's beautiful right now, and enjoying it, not because I have to, it's because I want to. So that's kind of my take.
So awesome. I love that. And guys, I want to give you something that you brought up for me that's so powerful. Program. Program is a dangerous word in this program. And I know that sounds crazy, but like bear with me. Program is just health. True health has been programmatized for you. But program, AKA health, like I'm going off program. I was off program. I was on program. I don't understand. What does that mean? Does that mean you're no longer contending for water? Does that mean you're no longer contending for 6 meals a day that has been serving you? Does that mean that you're no longer interested in breaking up with sugar? And just because you're not doing it perfectly does not mean that you're off program. It means that you need to recognize a threat in your program, take it to your coach, take it to the books, and knock that sucker out in community, and then go and you'll have another one pop up. But program is getting too much credit. This program is just a programmatized effort at true lasting health. So Carol, and then Brian, and then Megan. Lots of interaction. I love it.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday to you all. So I would have to say that the backbone of my old story, it's funny that you mentioned that. I had to really think about it, but not too much because I've been kind of thinking about that this weekend anyway. But where do I start? Bad habits, quick fixes, unrealistic expectations. I wanted to basically wipe out my slate in a month. And that's a whole 53 years worth of undoing. Can't do that in 30 days. And sacrificing, I think the biggest one is sacrificing my health for external goals. So while I was getting my master's degree, I wasn't sleeping. I was staying up 3 days at a time and then going to work, then going to church. I would do that like every week almost, like 3 days, no sleep, because I was writing papers. And I have learned you cannot sacrifice your health for external goals because you'll burn yourself out. So those were mine.
So good. We're going to just keep it trucking. That is good. I want to hear more. Brian, and then Megan.
So the old self, the backbone of that was pleasure. That's what I'm looking for, pleasure with food, alcohol, relationships. Everything was about trying to make yourself feel like you were happy or that you were enjoying yourself. And then the change here is like the structural tension, what we're talking about. When you stop focusing on what you don't have or what you think you want, and you start focusing on what you really want, when you figure that out, all of those choices, those secondary choices, become very simple. Not just things that you need to do, but things that you need to stop doing. Some take longer than others to work through, but they all become crystal clear. So that's the difference. Instead of chasing temporary or looking for solutions, figuring out what you really want, what's truly going to bring you joy, and then focusing on that and making the decisions that are going to get you to that goal.
Awesome. I love that. Yes. And we're going to use something here in a minute, Brian, on structural tension that I think you just hit that is so powerful. It can be powerful. Megan, or Kevin, I don't know who's going to talk, but welcome, guys.
Hey guys. So for me, the backbone of my old self was definitely emotional mismanagement. I just emotions in relationships, emotions and how I felt about my own self. I really just, instead of being healthy and choosing the right things, I had unhealthy relationships. I had unhealthy food choices. If I was upset, I would eat. So just learning how to really dive in to the tools that we're given in our books and learn how to stop, challenge, and choose, and learn how to make the right choices and how to kind of take the emotion out of it. And that's really helped me a lot. So
I love that. Okay, let's talk about, we'll hang on to stop, challenge, and choose, because the thinking that supports this is where the work lies. And so let's go to structural tension on page 81. And I want to share with you how powerful this could be. So I'm going to use an example from a client that I was servicing. A client said to me, my current reality is I'm I'm 25 pounds past my goal weight, like where I want to be. I'm 25 pounds over where I want to be, and it's hurting my knees. I used to be a runner, and I want to start running again. And so that was the current reality. So you get to write no matter where you are in your journey. So remember, optimization is a phase. So when you're like, well, I'm already at my healthy weight, have you stopped setting goals in your health? I too am at my healthy weight, but I want to develop strength. I want to be able to do chin ups without that last little band that I'm using. I want to get rid of that band and I'm not there yet. And so I need to do like scat pulls and different things to get that, to be able to get over that thing without any assistance. It's just a goal that I have. I want to strengthen my arms because I want to hold my grandkids and I want to run with them. And I want to be so healthy that health never gets in the way of me being able to just be wildly active and adventurous with them. It's something that's meaningful to me. But this client said that. And I said, okay, so that's your current reality. Anything else? Does it affect anything else? And we have to take inventory of where we are. Please write this down without the judgment. Okay, where you are doesn't require the self-judgment to assess where you are. And if you notice it and confront that and say, I don't need the judgment. I just need the accuracy of where I am today. Whether it's your weight, your waist circumference, your finances, you can take an assessment of your current reality without the judgment. Then I want to go all the way to the desired outcome. So with her, I said, so we're going to start running again. And she was like, oh, I hope so. But remember, I have to lose 25 pounds. And I said, okay, well, let's look at the inductive science averages and say it's about 8 pounds of body fat a month. Could be faster, could be slower, but when we abide in the science, y'all, and we don't hack everything and have everything dripping in condiments and, you know, the 5-in-1-ish, you're more than capable of doing about an average of 8 pounds of body fat a month. Why was that important to me? Do you think it was all about the weight? Nope. I was looking at each pound of body fat was going to take 4 pounds of pressure off her knees. So 8 times 4 is 32 pounds of pressure off her knees. I think that would help her run. Okay. I'm not chasing numbers on a scale. That's so boring. I would rather chase her dreams. So I said, nope. Okay. We're going to look at this inductive phase. We're going to lose 25 pounds. It's going to take us approximately 4 months ish. If it takes longer, that's okay. It was meant to be. That means that we had to address a mental thing that was getting in the way of that breakthrough. And if it takes longer, it's probably going to stick. Okay. So don't freak out or compare yourself. So we wrote down 5 months to be generous. And I said, okay, are you ready for this? Go register for a 5K today. That's 5 months out. Go buy the running shoes today. If you can afford them, right? If you can't, we'll put it in there somewhere. But there's some free 5Ks and charity runs, and let's do it. So this is called leading from the future and acting in the now. And you have to see it to believe it. And you have to visualize it, and you have to close your eyes. And I did. I asked her, close your eyes. What are you feeling like at the start line? You're down 25 pounds. You have your broken in running shoes on. What are you wearing? What does the air feel like? Who are you standing next to? You got to see it to start to conceive it and believe it. And so this is the desired outcome piece, guys. And if you've never done this with your coach, I'm asking you to try it. You don't have to, but it will serve you and it will benefit you. And guess what? Little fun fact. When you visualize like that, where you close your eyes and you're like, what am I wearing? Okay, I have this cute little tutu on. It's this kind of race. And we were going down the thing. Your brain doesn't know if it actually happened or if it's in the future. When you visualize, the brain starts to cooperate at a very high cognitive level with that new reality. And it starts to have its reticular activating system cooperating with the new you. And so, and then I said, now here's our last bit to this, and we're going to kind of close up on this piece and have a little bit of interaction. The secondary choices. So now, in light of the race, the running shoes, the 5K, the 25 times 4, I'm not great at math. It's, you know, roughly 125 pounds of pressure off your knees. What kind of time do you want to have in that race? What's your goal? Like, we're in there, guys. Okay, we're no longer living back here with this backbone story of all or nothing extremes. And if I don't lose this much by this day, I'm canceling. And oh God, it's so much pressure. You know, it's like, can we create your Disneyland instead of running from the bear every week? You've been running from the bear for a long time. Help us to help you to create your Disneyland. It's so much more fun than to just avoid, avoid, avoid. So now when it came to secondary choices, here's the question. In service to your desired result, in service to your why, this week, what kind of secondary choices do you want to put down? Oh, right away, she said, well, I need to be in a strong fat burn. Okay, so we're going to be on the 5 and 1. Is that what you're choosing? Yes. Okay, noted. What else? Well, shoot, I better start putting a 5K to couch to 5K app on my phone because I got to move my booty. Okay, let's do that. Which one are you going to do? Great, done. What else? I need to get some stuff out of my house. There's some stuff in my house that is going to be so tempting. Okay, so you're going to get rid of it by when? I'm getting rid of it today. I'm going to just go donate it to the church thing and da-da-da. Great, done. That's how we coach it, okay? We're not going to sit here and avoid, avoid, avoid. That's so futile. The secondary choices are in service to her why. Now, if she fails at one, what do? We say, guess what? Maybe your readiness for that one wasn't as high as we thought. What did you do that you're proud about this week? Well, I did the other two. Amazing. Let's celebrate that. How do you need accountability with that one that's kind of sticky? Do you need accountability? What do you need? What's missing? So this element is fire. It's more than what meets the eye. Does anyone have anything that they want to share where you've used Stop Challenge and Choose, which, by the way, we have that PDF. And if you go into Nourished and you take that search button and you type Stop Challenge Choose, you're going to find the whole document, or your coach has it. It is so good in service to this element. It's the help meet of this element. Okay. Anybody want to share before we close up? And then I have a prize for someone, a $40 wellness credit. And I'd like to give that away, but does anyone have any comments or questions before we wrap up our time together in community? No, we're good. All right. Well, if no other questions are here, I have, oh, where did she go? Oh no, I lost my person. Hold on there. Okay. Terry Little, can you see me? Oh, I thought I saw, I had picked her based on the criteria that I had, and I don't know where she went. All right, Terry Little, can you hear us? All right, I will have to. Oh, okay, good. Well, you're the winner of the $40 wellness credit. And it was a random thing. Yeah, it was a random thing that I was doing with my, I was just like, anyone wearing this, anyone wearing this. I've got a whole bunch of them right here. So you were the first one that I saw that was wearing blue and had your camera on. So you won $40 wellness credit. Thank you for joining us today. We'll get that on your account. And for the rest of you, please, please, please share.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for being a part of our community. The rest of you, please, please, please be willing to do some of this with your coach this week. I know that it could be uncomfortable, it could be foreign to you, but at the end of the day, we really want to make sure that you're being moved forward in the transformational systems These are the systems. The food is super helpful, but we did not invite you here to coach raw materials. Okay? Those are just raw materials. They're not going to do it. So lean in, give us some feedback on this call, and we can't wait to see you guys next week with a new host, with a new topic, and it'll give you one little puzzle piece. Everybody have a great day, and let's go out and live in our secondary choices that align with those primaries for this weekend.